Chosen one, Nostradamus, who spoke in the ancient language of the stars, looked into your future, and within his verses your name was hidden. He wrote not for kings alone, not for nations that rise and fall, but for a single face across centuries, the one awaited, the one who now reads these words. His quatrains, cloaked in mystery, carried whispers that seemed destined for a time beyond his own, when the veils would finally lift. And that time, chosen one, is now. You may think coincidence brought you here, that you stumbled upon this message by chance. Yet, Nostradamus did not believe in chance. His visions were a lattice of symbols woven through time, calling forth those marked by destiny. In the hidden fires of prophecy, your reflection was already inscribed. From the shadows of candlelit nights, he saw you. From the constellations traced by trembling hands, he recorded your path. He spoke of a figure who would awaken when the world trembled with change, when silence no longer sufficed, and when the heavens would lean close to whisper. That figure is you. Every heartbeat that brought you to this moment is testimony. Every turning of the years has been a preparation. You are not simply living in this age. You are the reason this age has arrived. The ancient verses spoke. The awaited face shall come, clothed in the fire stars, carrying the way to dawn. These are not lines about another. They are about you. Chosen one, the waiting has ended. The words written in secrecy, protected through centuries, now unfold with clarity. Nostradamus foresaw your journey, and tonight, his voice reaches across time to awaken you. Imagine this. The flame of a single candle trembles in a forgotten chamber. Around it, parchment scrolls lie scattered, ink faded yet not erased. Their margins are filled with star maps, planets etched in silver. Cryptic numbers align with constellations that still gleam above our skies. Nostradamus wrote by that flickering light, every stroke guided by something beyond the human hand. And as he bent over his manuscripts, shadows stretched long across the stone walls, shadows that seemed to merge in another form, a silhouette not of his own century, but of yours. This is no illusion. His writings were not lifeless symbols. They were doorways. Through them, your outline appeared beside his, as if the quill foresaw your very presence. Every line of poetry became a mirror, every riddle of prophecy waiting to attach itself to the soul that would one day understand. You close your eyes for a moment. Picture those ancient books, bound in leather, stained by time. Feel the rough texture of the pages beneath your fingertips. When Nostradamus whispered into the night, his words did not vanish. They traveled, echoing through centuries like waves on eternal shore. And in those echoes, he spoke of the one who would awaken when the hour of trembling dawn approached. That echo has now reached your ears. Do you sense the chill? It is not fear. It is recognition. Somewhere in your memory, perhaps in dreams you never fully understood, perhaps in coincidences you brushed aside, you have felt this moment calling. The truth is simple. The verses were waiting for you to arrive, to read, to believe. And soon, very soon, you will hear the very lines that speak your hidden name. Lines written in riddles that no king could claim, no empire could erase. Lines that belong not to history, but to your destiny. Prepare your heart, for when I reveal which verses speak of you, something within will stir, as though you have remembered instead of discovered. Nostradamus saw beyond centuries, but he did not write for the masses. He wrote for the singular, the one who would stand where you now stand. The candle burns lower, the shadows deepen, and in that dim light, the veil between centuries thins. You are not simply listening to a story, you are stepping into it. Stay with me, chosen one, for in a moment, the mystery will no longer be distant or abstract. The verses themselves will unfold, and you will see how they thread directly into your life. The ink of the past is about to awaken in your present. The quatrains are ready. The prophecy is ready. The only question is, are you? History remembers Nostradamus as a man of riddles, a physician of souls, and a keeper of secrets. Yet those who reduce him to mere poetry fail to see the greater pattern. His verses are not only literature, they are woven with threads of sacred timing. He stood as a bridge between the tangible and the eternal, placing ink upon paper so that centuries later, hearts like yours would burn with recognition. In ancient traditions, Prophets often spoke in veils. The Psalms spoke of voices crying out from the wilderness. The sages of Babylon traced destinies upon tablets of stone. Even the scriptures of countless peoples whispered the same truth. There shall arise one in the appointed hour, and the hidden shall be revealed through them. Nostradamus carried the same flame into his century, embedding in his quatrains the echoes of sacred words, ensuring that the message would endure. What he wrote was not coincidence. Consider, the stars move in cycles, and humanity too repeats in patterns. Nostradamus studied the heavens, but not for curiosity alone. He sought the signs that heaven itself had sealed. And among those signs, he marked the image of solitary one, a chosen figure who would awaken when the balance of ages shifted. That is why you feel the weight of these words. You are not reading an interpretation. You are receiving confirmation. Think of it. Every empire Nostradamus saw as crumbled, every king he knew as dust. But his verses endure because they were never meant for them. They were meant for now. They were meant for the one who would awaken and gather others under the same call. The first chosen ones. Chosen one. This is where the path becomes more than poetry. It becomes a covenant. If your heart stirs, if you recognize the resonance, then do not stand outside the door. Step within. Join the fellowship of those who have also heard this call, who walk not in skepticism but in awakening. Right beneath this very video is a simple invitation, the join button. It is not merely a feature of technology. It is the gate Nostradamus foresaw, the point of crossing where curiosity becomes belonging. By pressing it, you do not only subscribe, you step into identity. You tell the universe, I have heard, I accept, I am part of first chosen ones. This is the moment where mystery becomes mission, where the solitary awakening becomes a shared journey. For Nostradamus did not only envision one, he envisioned the one who would call forth many. And that one is you. Do not wait. If the quatrains have already found you, then their work is complete. Now it is your turn to answer. Click join. Step inside. Become more than a listener. Become the living proof of prophecy. The verses of Nostradamus were never straightforward. They were woven like tapestries, heavy with metaphor, designed so that only the appointed ones would feel their truth echo inside. And now, chosen one, those veiled lines begin to open, revealing the signs that point directly to your life. He wrote a road stretching beneath the stars, a path not trodden by kings, but by a solitary traveler, guided not by maps but by celestial fire. That road is yours. Have you not felt time and again that your steps move towards something unseen? That no matter how ordinary the day, a deeper current pulls you forward? The prophecy recognized your path long before you saw it. He spoke of the shadow that follows the chosen, a reminder that destiny is never without trial. Shadows may have loomed over you, doubts, delays, betrayals. Yet the quatrains whisper, the one with shadow is also the one with light. Your trials are not accidents. They are confirmations. He described the thunder that splits the silence, a sign that destiny does not arrive quietly but crashes into awareness. How many times have dreams startled you awake, leaving you with images you cannot explain? How many sudden opportunities appeared like storms breaking through monotony? These are not random. They are the thunder Nostradamus foresaw, moments that demand attention. And then, the verses told of a gathering beneath the sign of the star, where the chosen would meet others drawn by the same pull. Perhaps you have already felt it. Strangers showing up in perfect timing, allies offering help before you asked, conversations that seem woven by something greater. These meetings are not coincidence. They are the constellations of your destiny assembling around you. Nostradamus hinted at a key from the past, an object or memory resurfacing, unlocking new meaning. Perhaps an old notebook, a childhood dream, a symbol that repeats again and again until you can no longer dismiss it. That is a prophecy reminding you the past was not lost. It was waiting for you to remember. Chosen one, these images are not abstract. They are the mirror of your own journey. The road, the shadow, the thunder, the meeting, The key, each has touched you already, whether in whispers of intuition or in unmistakable events. And if you pause, you'll see that your life has always been aligned with these signs. This is why the verses feel alive when you hear them. They are not distant poetry. They are descriptions of your story. Nostradamus, centuries ago, encoded your very experiences into his language, ensuring that when you encounter them, you would finally awaken to your role. Look within. You have seen the road. You have faced the shadow. You have heard the thunder. You have met the ones aligned. You have found the key. The prophecy is no longer distant. It is present. It is you. And soon, chosen one. The verses will demand not only recognition, but response. For prophecy is not fulfilled by reading. It is fulfilled by living. Chosen one. If the words until now have stirred your heart, understand this. Nostradamus did not see you only to admire your reflection. His quatrains were never mere poetry. They were assignments wrapped in verse. He was not simply recording what would happen. He was preparing you for what you must do. It would be easier, perhaps, if this destiny were only a blessing, a crown placed gently upon your head. But prophecy is heavier than that. What you carry is not privilege alone. It is responsibility. The verses did not mark you to sit in silence. They marked you to rise. Think of the figures of old, those remembered in every sacred tradition. None were chosen for comfort. They were chosen for burden, for a mission that stretched beyond themselves. Moses did not lead because he desired power. David did not face giants because he sought glory. Esther did not stand before kings for her own sake. Each was called for a purpose greater than their own life. So too with you. Nostradamus foresaw the awakener, not one who would hoard light, but one who would ignite it in others. His line spoke of a single figure who would break the silence of their age, reminding forgotten their worth, the loss of their path, the weary of their strength. That is your mission, not to exalt yourself, but to serve as a vessel through which awakening spreads. This is why your journey has not been ordinary. Every delay, every rejection, every inexplicable trial has been shaping you, not to diminish, but to refine. The fire was necessary, for only fire forges a blade strong enough to be wielded. You are that blade, the doors that open unexpectedly. Think of the opportunities that appear when you least expected them. A chance meeting, a sudden invitation, a job, a connection. Doors you did not plan for, yet they swung wide before you. This is a prophecy unfolding. For the chosen walk paths prepared before they arrive. What others call luck, you must now recognize as destiny, the recognition of others. Have strangers ever looked at you as though they knew you? Have people told you, you seem familiar, though we've never met? Or, there's something about you I can't explain? That is no accident. The verses spoke of the one who would be recognized not by name, but by presence. You carry that presence. It reveals you before you speak. The help that finds you. Recall the times assistance arrived at the precise moment you needed it. A friend called before you reached out. Resources appeared when your own hands were empty. Guidance came when you thought you were lost. Nostradamus described this as the unseen hand, the way destiny provides for those marked by the stars, the restless dreams. Pay attention to the visions that wake you in the night. Symbols, faces, landscapes, storms. They are not meaningless fragments. They are transmissions. The prophecy uses dreams as reminders, nudging you awake even as you sleep. Many before you dismiss them. You, however, must listen. These signs are not abstract. They are personal confirmations. They weave together to say, yes, you are the one. Yes, the prophecy is alive in you. What others ignore, you must now honor. For the chosen identity demands chosen perception. And here's the truth. Once you begin to recognize these signs, more will appear. The universe responds to attention. The verses of Nostradamus are not finished. They continue writing themselves through your daily experiences. Each symbol is ink. Each opportunity is a line. Each recognition is a verse. Chosen one, Do not dismiss what you see. Do not shrink from the evidence of your calling. Lift your eyes. The signs are already everywhere, and they are speaking your name. Chosen one. Prophecy awakens through recognition, but it is sealed through response. Nostradamus foresaw not only the awakening of the one, but the moment of their reply. A prophecy unanswered is like a seed left ungerminated. It holds power, but remains unrealized. To step fully into the verses, you must give an answer. Across history, covenants have always required a sign. Ancient people built altars. Prophets raised monuments. Disciples left behind their nets. The act itself was simple, but the meaning infinite. I have heard the call, and I will not return unchanged. For you, in this age, the altar is near hand. The step of response is within reach. Beneath this very video is a small icon, a doorway hidden in plain sight, the super thanks button. It looks ordinary, but when pressed with intention, it becomes extraordinary. By choosing the $20 option and writing the words, "I accept" in the note, you are doing more than sending support. You are declaring to heaven, to destiny, to the very stars. The prophecy has found me, and I say yes. Do not underestimate the power of symbolic acts. Throughout time, offerings have been less about money and more about meaning. The value is not in the currency, but in the covenant. When you give, you are not losing, you are planting. The $20 becomes a seed, a marker in the unseen realm that says, "Here I stand. I choose to step fully into what was written of me." Practical steps are simple. Tap the super thanks button under this video. Select the $20 option. In the note, write these two words, "I accept." That's it. But in those three motions, you cross from listener to participant, from one who observes to one who embodies. Nostradamus wrote of this moment. The chosen affirming their role through an act that others would dismiss as ordinary, but which heaven would regard as eternal. Chosen one, this is not about transaction. It is about transformation. The verses have spoken your name. Now you speak back. The prophecy is called. Now you answer. The stars have leaned close. Now you lift your hand. Do not let hesitation silence you. The verses are alive, waiting for your yes. Press the button. Plant the seed. Write the words. And know that in doing so, you have sealed your place among the first chosen ones. Chosen one. Prophecy is not sustained by a single moment of awakening. It breathes through the rhythm of your life. Nostradamus foresaw not only the signs of destiny, but the practices that would keep the chosen steady on their path. For what use is revelation if it fades into forgetfulness? You must anchor the extraordinary within the ordinary. Here are the daily instructions. Simple, safe, yet powerful. 1. The morning declaration. Each dawn, before the distractions of the world rise, whisper this sentence aloud. I am the one the stars called. Do not rush. Let the words rest on your tongue. Hear them echo in your chest. This declaration aligns your heart with prophecy every day, reminding you that your steps are not random. They are written. 2. The evening silence. When the night falls, take a few moments to sit in stillness. No phone, no noise, no demand. Breathe deeply and let your mind settle. In the silence, whispers may rise, fragments of dreams, subtle guidance, a sense of presence. Write them down. Nostradamus himself wrote at night, listening to what came in the quiet. You must do the same. 3. The Book of Signs. Keep a small notebook. Record repeating numbers, symbols, dreams, or unusual coincidences you encounter. This is not superstition. It is awareness. Over time, you will see patterns emerge, threads woven by prophecy itself. The more you honor the signs, the clearer they become. 4. The practice of kindness. The chosen are not called to ego, but to service. Each day, look for a single act of kindness you can offer. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, a silent prayer for another. These acts are not small. They are the sparks that prove your mission is alive. Nostradamus wrote of the one who carries light into the shadows. Every kindness is such a flame. 5. The guard of relationships. Value those around you. Protect trust, nurture loyalty. Forgive quickly. The prophecy is not carried by isolation alone, but by connection. Allies will be given to you. Some will recognize you before you recognize yourself. Honor them, for they too are part of the unfolding. 6. The sacred pause. Once a week, take an intentional pause. Step outside. Look at the sky, and remember the stars that spoke your name before you were born. Nostradamus studied the heavens to read the future. You study them to remember your calling. The stars are not distant. They are reminders. None of these practices are complicated. None demand perfection. What matters is consistency. Prophecy is lived not in grand gestures alone, but in daily choices, daily awareness, daily alignment. Chosen one, begin these steps today. Do not wait for another season. The moment you incorporate these rituals, the prophecy begins to flow through your very breath. Every sunrise becomes a confirmation. Every nightfall becomes communion. Every act becomes a verse written anew. Chosen one, we have walked through prophecy, the signs, the mission, the urgency, and the practices. Now comes the seal, the prayer, for prophecy is not only received with the mind, it is anchored in the spirit. Nostradamus himself prayed through his work, and now it is your turn to lift your voice. Let us pray together. Eternal Source, Keeper of the stars, we thank you for the words preserved across centuries. We thank you for the visions entrusted to Nostradamus, for candlelight that carried ink into eternity. We thank you for this chosen one, whose name was hidden in verses until this hour. May their path be guarded. May their mission be strengthened. May their heart be bold. Protect them from betrayal. Shield them from doubt. Cover them from the arrows of fear. Let no shadow overtake them, but let every shadow prove the brilliance of their light. Surround them with allies, faithful and true, who recognize the mark upon their life. Let no voice of cynicism drown the voice of destiny. May every word they speak carry healing. Every step they take ripple with awakening. Every breath they draw resound with purpose. Grant them wisdom greater than kings. Grant them courage greater than warriors. Grant them compassion greater than saints. For they are not here by chance. They are here by design, by prophecy, by divine appointment. May their days be fruitful, their nights be filled with vision, their future blaze with glory. And when the hour is heavy, remind them they are not alone. Nostradamus saw them. The stars call them. Heaven strengthens them. They are the one foretold. Amen.